Hello, welcome to another episode of Beautiful Subconscious. I am Shell Marie. I hope you guys are getting something out of these episodes where you're becoming more acquainted to just the intangible things that are always in and around us that have an effect on who we are and how we think every single day. And this isn't to exhaust you or to frighten you by any means. It's to empower you with knowing like, hey, I actually don't have to rely on brute strength myself. There is so much more that's playing on a greater level that I can mentally comprehend, and just to trust and be held in that space and utilize it as best as you are capable of holding. So that brings me to this episode of journaling to my higher self. This is the thing that I'm into right now, and I find it so profoundly powerful, and I really wanted to share it with you guys. So I'm a huge fan of journaling. I think there is such a power to putting things out onto page, hearing, well, firstly, your thoughts, constructing the imagery and the beliefs and all the things, and you just formulating it onto a piece of paper, whether it makes sense or not when you read it back. It's just the simple practice of getting what's in the mind and in that intangible space onto something that is tangible. I find it so beneficial. I know some people it's not their go-to for a therapeutic self-care ritual. Some just find it actually really challenging to articulate what they want to say down on a piece of paper, and that's totally fine. Others have their own outlets where they can talk it out, straight up with someone, like on the fly. That's where they really, really feel like they relish in. For me, I like to close off all the other noises and inputs and just really focus on what's coming through for me, and then just journaling it out. So what I've been doing recently is, and it's probably been like a few months now, and I just find it so powerful. And I tell you, some of the things that have been happening since doing that is just incredible. Like the amount of opportunities that have come my way, the synchronicities, the money being put into my account, all those things that I'm just like, okay, thanks. Thank you. It's just me tuning in to what is out there and really allowing myself the support of my higher self. So this is what I'm journaling, or this is who I'm journaling to myself lately. And so knowing that, first and foremost, what does it mean by your higher self? If this is a concept that you just like, I still don't really get it. We are multidimensional beings. We are a projection and a perception of our thoughts. What we see life through is a series of orchestrated imagery from our past, from our inherited inputs that our brain has constructed, and it's projecting it out onto this grand screen called our life. And this is how we experience our lives to be in this current reality. And so when we realize that we are multi-dimensional beings, there is energy behind these multi-dimensional versions. Energy is everywhere. Everything is energy. You've heard me say this a bunch of times, and I'm sure you've heard it 1,000,001 times everywhere else as well. We're all really coming to the knowingness that underneath the physical matter lies a really well-designed tapestry of energy responding and transmuting and transforming and shape-shifting through our mental lens of how we see things, which have been infiltrated by our past snapshots of reality and expressions and experiences. And so when we realize that energy, we are all energy, everything is energy to a degree, we are all connected because energy is everywhere all at once simultaneously. Energy is in our future, energy is in our past, energy is in our thoughts, energy is our beliefs and our experiences. At the root core of everything, it is energy. And so energy is omnipresent, and we can access energy through the power of our intention, our imagination, and our embodiment. So we can really utilize it to our own advantage. And so I love to take these spiritual practices and these concepts and apply it to my everyday life here as human Michelle. Because why do I just need to rely on my generating my own brute strength from the fourth and the ATP cells that I've got going on that are generating the energy, I can trust in that and also recruit energy that is in and around me everywhere all at once. And so that is what I am absolutely leaning into right now. And because we are multi-dimensional beings, that means we have access to the version of ourselves that have already accomplished what we're trying to achieve in this time-space reality. There is a space and a reality in a time field that we can access through intention and energy of a version of ourselves who are living the lives that we desire. She has accomplished what she wanted with her career and her business and built that empire. She is holding the wealth and the experiences and the travel and the love and the connection. She is living that and breathing that. She is integrated in her emotions and has this baseline of openness, non-judgment. I've got this bird's eye view across it all. I can see without feeling a part of the storm. I can see the storm. I can see the light. I can see how it's all playing out, and I love it, and I can access it, and I'm here. She is that person. And so when I decide that I need to draw upon that version of me, which I can draw upon through energy, I journal to her. And it is the most profound thing. What I would suggest is anytime that you feel distracted during your day, instead of reaching for your phone and numbly scrolling, take a notepad, take a pen or a piece of paper and just have it next to you. And look, it doesn't have to make logical sense. It might look a bit cuckoo to people around you, and that's okay. Let them live their life and you just live yours. And if you start to just write down like, hey, I'm feeling distracted. What's my deal? And you just allow, you'll start to hear a real subtlety of a voice that's familiar to you, that's intuitive to you, that is responding and answering. Because I've said it before, every question has an answer. So you're asking yourself, why am I distracted? You're distracted because you fear taking that next step, whatever it is that decides to come through. Or what should I need to focus on right now? I feel super, super overwhelmed. If you just allowed yourself the space to really hear it and not hear all the noise, but hear through the noise, you will gain just this essence of familiarity, of someone who there's this innate trust, and you're like, okay, she's that voice. That's that whisper. And what do I need to focus on right now? If I really tune in on that, it would be like, you need to lock down that event space. And I'll be like, shit, all right. But like, what if and you can answer back and be like, oh, but what if I do that? Then you'll be fine. Or the reason why you're avoiding it, you'll be profound with what comes through. And saying it back through a microphone doesn't always necessarily means that it makes sense to anybody else. But when you hear the answer, you're like, shit, yes, of course. And then like a part of you may question that, be like, yeah, but then what about this? And then if you hear and hold space and allow yourself to be open, you will again hear a response, and then really hear that response and allow it to land. There's a version of you with that wisdom that is responding because you asked her to. You are always responding. And this is what I love. So it's only a short one this week. I just wanted to give you my quick spiritual hack on how to draw upon the energies in and around you that is you, because we are all one. It's physics, it's a quantum physics that you are drawing upon an energy system and an orchestrated set of electrons, neurons, protons, and you're generating a thought and intention towards it for it to open up and respond. There is always answers there. And we do this just so you can take the pressure off yourself. When you're in those lower levels of your mind and you can't have that bird's eye view and it seems really congested and all you see is just the fog between you in and around you, then call upon the one that can see down, that can see it across and cover it all, and just allow her to communicate, or he to communicate back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It is the most profound practice that I've done in a long time, and it just clears out the fog and it channels me in, and it's like pressing the go button for me, and I just get it done. And then things happen in my world every day that I'm like, oh, okay, I just cleared my shit out the way by talking to my higher version who pointed me in the right direction. And now look what takes place. Thank you. Thank you. So trust in your magic. Truly trust in your magic. We've lost the ability to really trust in our magic. But if there is one thing through this podcast and through the line of work that I do, it's just really unlearning the logic to a point where it's debilitating or limiting, and just getting back into that space of wonder and getting into that space of possibility. And when you land in that space of possibility, you're able to experience more. And when you're able to experience more, you're going to be able to feel more expansive in who you are. And that is the purpose of this journey, in my opinion, is we are here to grow and to expand our journeys, expand collective consciousness, but also our own experience, to push the edges, understand ourselves beyond our limitations. And that's the meaning of fun for me. That is fun, is allowing ourselves just the opportunity to live life limitlessly and liberated. There's nothing more resistant invoking for me than feeling like I need to liberate something, whether it's an emotion, whether it's a past experience, whether it's a fear within myself. If I know it's there and I can feel it weighing me down, I need to shift it. So then I call upon the beautiful me who has done that already. She's living her life there. She's liberated. And I call upon her wisdom and her advice and her support. And then magic happens here in the now. So that's it. Let me know how you go. I would love to hear what you experience when you start to journal to yourself, to your higher version, what starts to come through, what magic starts to happen to your reality, and just humor yourself with this. It doesn't hurt to do it. So why not just try and trust? Have a little play in your day. So thank you for listening. Share this episode. Who needs to journal to their higher self? I believe everyone deserves to, and just just to have that space of wonder. That is what I would love for each and every one of us. So thank you for your time. Let me know your thoughts. And until next week, take care of you.
Audience exclusive.